La leyenda de la sucia.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Karma de la Narcisista, the Nars Karma. My name is Johnny. Please hit like and subscribe if you like what I'm talking about, and if you don't, go ahead and put your 2 cents down there, and we'll go from there. So today, what I wanted to talk about, or at least does a narcissist envy, or what exactly is pathological envy in a narcissist, or how does it show? So before I go on to that subject of envy, I do want to touch on a few things. At least is if you're still with the narcissist, if the narcissist still comes over, if the narcissist is still living with you, if the narcissist is still in the relationship with you, it's gonna be hard to see this because you're in it. And especially if they already know you're onto them, then they're gonna be extra careful. They're gonna tippy-toe around you. But once they're tippy-toeing around you, they're already heading out the door. They already have that foot out because they know that you're not gonna tolerate it if you value yourself. Now, if they've been around and they come back, then probably you're just a doormat and you know that, so you allow it and you get what you can. But understand that if that's what you're doing, you're never gonna find happiness because they won't allow it. He or she will not allow it because they claim you as their property. You know, you're theirs. Once you're with them, you're there for life. Like in their head, the way they see you as an... I just had to touch on that because I was asked if I can explain a little bit more, or at least explain what pathological envy is and how it kind of relates to the sense of entitlement. So and mentioning the sense of entitlement, you know, so once they're with you, know that they think you're like a car to them. Like they have paperwork on you now, so now they're entitled to you no matter what. No matter if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or you're married with kids, 5 years, 6 years later, they feel they can come in whenever they want. Let me lower this TV real quick. Like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about envy. So let me at least start off by saying, when you first meet the narcissist, or especially the covert narcissist, and you start dating them, you know, that love bombing stage, when they're admiring you, they're loving you, when they're caring for you, when you know you're on cloud 9 with them, well, there's something that drove them there to you. There's something that they're looking at. What drives them toward you is their envy, is a pathological envy of what you have that they cannot have. They could even go, they will even go as far as in, like my narc did, you know, and take your husband or your boyfriend, not just because they can. I've noticed that envy even drives people to do malicious things, you know, because there's always usually a victim that they're targeting, and they will do anything just to achieve their, like I said, their hidden agenda. So when a narcissist is envying you or envies another person for what they have or for what they cannot have, they don't understand that it took hard work, dedication, it took commitment to achieve that, and that's where like their sense of entitlement comes in. So envy is cold and loveless. It's a desire to have what others have that you don't, and they will do practically anything to try to gain it, have it, or possess. It can be family, it can be friends, it can be your loved ones, it can be your kids, it can be your smile, it can be your job, it can be your title, it can be your dog. Understand that when they first got with you, that's actually something that they were drawn to. They were drawn to you because they envied something that you have and what they want. And that's one of the main reasons why they targeted you, because you were mentioned, especially if they think they're better than you, or that they're more attractive than you, or they're better, then whatever it is you have and they like, they'll take it. They don't care by all means. And that's kind of where I want to share my example at, is with my narc. So say for example that they are meeting you and you're introducing her, you're a friend of hers, and you're introducing her to your boyfriend or introducing her to your fiance. And if she's walking up, and if she thinks he's handsome, if she believes that she's smarter than you or better than you, because they'll meet you and they'll be like, "Hi, how you doing? Yes, I want your stuff. Oh yeah, I'm happy." It's they start acting weird. They'll give you that cold stare, "I want that," and their head starts spinning around. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to touch on that, and so just be careful, man. I'm sorry I laugh about it. And of course, to my new people who are watching, I appreciate it, man. Please hit like and subscribe. Even if you don't like what I'm talking about, put your 2 cents in there. If you can add more to what I'm saying, go ahead and add it. I'll make a part 2 if I have to. Because if you succeed, they feel that they should have it. They feel that they should be the ones in that position. They're the ones who should have your boyfriend or have your husband or have your life or have your job or have your family. That is what they envy. They envy everything. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 examples in how I seen it in my relationship with my narc, and how it, especially by a covert narcissist, it's a little bit more difficult to see and understand in the beginning. But if you pay close attention, the signs are there, and you can notice what they're doing to you. So I'm gonna give you at least an example of. In Spanish, it's called, she's a sinvergüenza, because, well, she offered herself. She was offering her body as it was. I went to a wedding with her as well, and she looked like Elmira, literally Elmira, with a dress. It looked like it was Halloween. And as a matter of fact, speaking of Halloween, that's actually their favorite time of the year. It's where they can, at least they're allowed to dress like a hoochie or a hoe, where they won't be criticized or judged, and they like to prance around and show off their goods just for the attention. So that's that alone. But those are at least the little ones that I did notice. I'm gonna get into one of them that where it was pretty much the game changer for me, where I started to realize, what type of person is this that is gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just say it now, but I'm gonna touch on the subject, is how can you sleep with your good friend's husband or ex-husband, married or not at the time. And what I didn't like about the situation was that she had told me, when these allegations were coming out, I was trying to confront her, I had asked her a few times, and she was just avoiding. They own you now, so they think they can come back in and out of your life, so that's why, with my narc, or at least with what I did with mine, I made sure that she was not going to come back. I made sure that I burned every damn fucking bridge there was between us, that she would not even think or consider it. Did she? Did she try to? Yes. Did she so try to reach out one way or another? Yes. But the more she did, the more I pushed into exposing who she is. And once I started to do that, she realized, I'm just a liability. I am not there, and it wasn't worth the energy, because I caused her so many of her heroin garage, at least, to question, see, and open their eyes. Now, I wasn't there to convince them about who she is. What I was there to do is at least let them know, make them knowledgeable of what it is, and after that, it's your decision. I wasn't there resistance, or I was being called the liar or the jealous boyfriend. By all means, I took a step back with pleasure, knowing what's gonna happen, knowing what's gonna come, knowing the inevitable was all the satisfaction I needed. And you know what? you get what you deserve. You get what's coming to you. Que te bendiga. Padre Ernesto, that's what you know. Man, all serious aside, guys, be aware of these people. They're not easy to spot. That's why they're called covert narcissists. You'll start seeing it after the love bombing, after the honeymoon. The reason why you start seeing it after that, it's because when they got with you for your attributes, your status, your money, your fame, or because you have houses or property. And that's kind of what I noticed with Minard, what she was doing. So pathological envy, guys, like I said, you'll see it manifest with them. You know, like I was mentioning, she even envied her own friend that she slept with her husband, her ex-husband now. And how do I know that? Was because that was a mutual friend of ours. That was a friend that we had. So in you, or this, at least in their mindset, then they feel entitled to whatever it is that you have, which goes kind of hand in hand with their envy. Because when you're envious of someone, so that's where it starts becoming dangerous, because if you are the target or the victim, they're gonna do whatever it takes to take that from you. And they will even sabotage you at work, you know, in your love life, in your friendships, with your family. Repeat, like it's just a cycle. So that's where their entitlement comes into. So understand that once you're with a narcissist, especially the covert type, that yeah, they discarded you for that moment, but know that they will come back, because all they just do is just shelf you. And depending on how the discard went with them, if you discarded them or vice versa, is where you're going to be placed. You know, you're going to get your number called. And as long as, like I said, you're a blah, you're a perfect doormat, you don't mind sharing her. And by the way, like I mentioned, they don't use condoms. Why? Because they want to be known as the best. What I also noticed with my narcissist, and I didn't even know that so that's where they start denying it. That's where they won't admit to it. Like, you have better luck literally finding a needle in a haystack inside the Coliseum on a cold, stormy, foggy night. Yeah, that's kind of like the odds of you getting them to admit something, or at least to take responsibility or accountability. But see, I'm already getting off topic here. But so once I started putting the puzzle together, and I kind of like, that was it, she was exposed, I way sooner than she expected. Way sooner than she expected. So she panicked and just jumped onto the first the first one that agreed, because remember, they throw a line out there to see which one is biting. And I had noticed with my narc during this past Christmas and Thanksgiving, you know, we were already going through it, and I noticed that she was already planning her trips, because she was telling me like, hey, I'm gonna go with my mom to Mexico. And like, no, she was out in Texas or Oklahoma of some sort with her supply or the current. You're just making yourself look like a fool. You're just buying into their shit of them, like, told you he was crazy. I told you he's jealous. He just can't get over it, you know. And yeah, I can't get over it because we just broke up last week. Not like literally, but like at the time, like, you know, I had spoken to one of her friends, and she had told me like, you know, just get over it. You know, I'm like, dude, like, I'm trying, and it's an 18-year off and on relationship. How am I gonna just get over an 18-year relationship when they just fucking bounced? And not to mention, they're stringing me along like a little carrot, like that, dangling. Literally, I'm just chasing it. You know, false hope, giving you false hope. And there's a reason for that as well. That is who you're dealing with. And by all means, ask questions, ask them. Notice how they'll beat around the bush. Notice how they're gonna avoid the actual answer. Notice how they're gonna justify everything. So she would compensate by making you your favorite, being extra nice, because they know what they did. They know where they were at. They know what they were doing, so they start acting extra nice. Oh my God, because he's gonna find out who I really am, and he's gonna fucking run away and leave me like everybody else. Well, yes, because of your true colors. At the end, your true colors came out. And when someone loves you, cares for you, they're gonna be there for you. They're gonna work through things out. They're gonna talk to you about things. They're gonna answer questions and at least give it a fighting chance. Not just a, hey, you're crazy, get it together, and I'm leaving, and not hear from them? Just fucking ghost? It's ridiculous. So I hope you got the point.